Whether they talk or not, the fact remains that the United States and other countries still have a very big beef with Iran. They want Iran to give up any plan it may have to develop nuclear weapons. But how can that be accomplished? We were struck by an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal today titled, "How to Put the Squeeze on Iran." It was written by Orde Kittrie. He's a law professor at Arizona State University and a fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, a think tank in Washington, and it's from Washington where he joins us this evening. Mr. Kittrie, thanks for being with us.
It's a pleasure.
So you wrote today that the Iranian government is vulnerable to a potential cutoff of gasoline supplies. How is that?
Yes. Iran pumps far more crude oil than it needs out of its own soil, but it has the capacity to refine, to turn into gasoline, only about 60% of that crude oil. Therefore, Iran needs to import about 40% of its gasoline. As the op-ed lays out, Iran gets that gasoline from only a handful of companies, most of them located in Europe. My proposal is to put pressure on those companies to stop selling gasoline to Iran. And
you mentioned that President-elect Obama has at least twice expressed some interest in this kind of plan. How could he make it happen, and would he be likely to do it?
I think he would be likely to do it. He's on record having called, both in a speech and in the second presidential debate, for a cutoff of gasoline to Iran. The Bush administration, President Bush has never picked up the phone and called the governments of the countries in which these companies are located, Britain, France, Switzerland, and India, and asked these companies to talk to these companies and discourage them from selling gasoline to Iran. President Obama could do that. He could start by picking up the phone and making the request.
And if all of this is designed to, of course, encourage negotiation on the part of Iran to get rid of its nuclear program, is threatening somebody, which this obviously is, a good way to begin a conversation?
Well, the conversation has been ongoing for about 5 years now. The U.S. and the Europeans have offered the Iranians a lot of concessions in exchange for Iran halting its illegal nuclear program. The Iranians have indicated that those concessions are insufficient. This would increase the leverage over them, give them incentive to negotiate and constructively.
Orde Kittrie wrote an op-ed piece for the Wall Street Journal today talking about how to encourage Iran to negotiate. Mr. Kittrie, thank you very much for talking to us.
My pleasure.